if you need more money, what do? You trade your time for money, right? He was picking up weekends. He was picking up extra work. So then I never got to see him. And he was providing for us. He was good at what he does. And now he is retired and he is with me all the time. Give me a second, I'm gonna take off my coat because I'm sweating profusely up here, I'm so sorry. Okay, but you guys got to see it, right? Okay, so I had 2 checking accounts in the hole the day that Ann messaged me. So I was like, no way is this gonna happen. First of all, I don't have any money, but the bonuses, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. If I sign up 3 people, I make like $600. So I didn't tell Josh, but I went online and I filled out a payday loan thing, and the interest was like $200 to get a $400 loan. And I did it. I pulled it out. I went down there and got it on September 24th. I deposited that into my checking account, and I got my first market partner, and she's sitting right there, Megan Herman Clevenger. If you ever look on Facebook, that's her name. So my sister-in-law, she's like, you do it, I'm doing it. You tell me what to do, I'll do it. So she was my first market partner. And then in 6 days, my 5 market partners that I signed up had accumulated to 80 market partners and $24,000 in team sales, and I hadn't even tried the product yet. So I was pretty scared. I was pretty scared that I got into some company that was going to take everybody's money and run, because that's what everyone was telling me. You know, the company was in pre-launch. I had nobody before me besides Ann Fisher and Tony. I didn't even know Tony, but she did help me a lot. She helped answer a lot of questions. So it was insane. Now on October 1st, they sent 11 of us to Miami to go launch the company. And here's me on the bus. Kyla Williamson was sent also. She's from Oklahoma City, and Ann Fisher was sent. So the 3 of us flew out together, and that's the 11 of us. We got to launch the company, and that trip completely, I think, changed everything for the entire company, because I got to go and meet the CEOs, and it's not just about meeting somebody. It was about meeting them and getting to know them. I got to see the heart that Luis had and how big he was dreaming for us. I got to see the commitment and dedication that Ray had for the company, and I got to see the track record, and I got to get to know Stuart McMillan. And I knew on that trip, in fact, in that bus ride, that picture right there, on the way back from that bus ride, I sat in the seat behind Kyla, and Stuart McMillan sat right next to me. And I'll never forget the conversation that we had. He answered the question that I had. I wanted to know if God was in it. Because if he's not leading these guys' lives, I'm not following him. And I had my answer. And I felt really reassured, because it was really scary. I had 80 people. And so here we go. We launched the company. And in that boardroom, so they had us all together in the boardroom. They got us all fancied up. I had to borrow a dress. I felt like Cinderella. I was a mess. So I borrowed a dress, got a spray tan, made myself look okay, and showed up to Miami and thought I was gonna get kidnapped, so I slept in Kyla's room. And I was okay with that. We had a lot of fun. But in the boardroom was what changed everything for me. Luis told us about his past and how much of a failure he was. And I was like, oh my gosh, does he know who I am? Like, I didn't even finish high school. And then he told me about how he was the fool in network marketing. He was always the one excited. He was the one carrying around a pink Tupperware case, riding the bus. And I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. I mean, if you're crazy and you're excited about network marketing, sure, I can do this. Because obviously I didn't see much success before Monat came around. So, in my head, my biggest ultimate goal and dream, because I had heard someone else had made this amount before, was $20,000 a month. I was like, shoot, if I could make that kind of money, I could pay my taxes, I could be a stay-at-home mom, and I would feel successful. And so $20,000 a month was like a 20-year plan, right? I didn't care how long it would take me to get there, I was gonna do it. And they asked us to write down our dreams. And I'm like, that just sounds weird. I don't wanna write a number. this is more than money. This is more than this is more than about money. And Luis got up, and you guys have probably heard this story before, but he said, my dream for you guys, and the people that you're going to bring into this company is $1 million a month. $1 million a month in commissions. And I was like, I was like, was that, because he does Spanish, and I thought that the translator said it wrong. And Tony looked at me, and she had this eye like, he's serious. So I was like, okay. And so they had us write down our dreams on this boardroom, and if you ever go down to Miami, which you are more than welcome to go down there and check this out, but this board is still there today, and I didn't care about the income. I needed money, trust me, but it wasn't about reaching a number. My goal had changed that day to just inspiring other people to dream bigger, because he inspired me so much that day that I knew that a truck wouldn't stop me. I could get hit by a train, I don't care, I was going to make this happen. He inspired me so much that nobody who told me no, anything that came my way was gonna stop me. I was gonna make this work. I was gonna do it. Nobody else. That video that you guys just watched, I was sitting there reflecting, and I was like, I have felt that way so many times. Guess who the guy with the red cap, the coach, guess who that guy was every time? It was me. I had to tell myself, keep going, don't stop. I know it's hard, I know it hurts, you just keep going. Whenever people tell you no, whenever you hear bad comments, whenever people tell you you're crazy for doing what you do. I had people telling me not to do this for a long time, for several months, until I just quit listening. I just quit answering. I wanted this more than anything else. I wanted to provide for my family. And so we came home and we went to work. Did you ever do these? Anybody? Okay, these were fun. I figured now that Facebook Live's around, everyone forgot about conference calls. So we did conference calls. I worked endlessly. And when I say endlessly, I'm talking my voice was gone, and if I got a chance to eat or pee in between calls, it was great. But most of the time it happened during the calls, and I apologize. But I had to do it. You gotta go. You do your business while you're doing business sometimes. So it worked pretty good. Sorry, TMI. Okay, so I was busy. Doing three-way calls was actually my favorite gig, because I was like, hey, you want to make some money, you want to have good hair, because I had finally got the product, and obviously I tried it. It was incredible. It blew me away. My hair quit breaking off the first wash. My husband thought I colored my hair the first time I used it, and I was obsessed. For the first time, I loved my hair. I was 25, I was 26, I don't know how old, I'm 30 now, whatever. No, I'm 31. I didn't like my hair until a couple of years ago, my entire life, so. And I'm dyslexic with numbers, so I can do this, you can do it too. But, so three-way calls were great. I would get on the phone with either my prospect, because texting just doesn't do it as much. So I would get on the call, and I would say, these are the highlights of the company, and this is why I signed up, and this is what makes it different. And then I said, if you get 3 people on the phone with me, I will help you to earn $600. And then I was like, so when are you gonna get them on the phone? And it was usually within the next 5 minutes. Sometimes it was that night. I did not wait to book a call tomorrow. If you wanna book a call tomorrow, that's great. You'll have to definitely block it out, because I will be busy talking to somebody. So I helped, and not just me, but we all helped a ton of people hit MMP like the first week before we even knew what it was, but we helped a lot of people make their money back and get started. But the biggest thing was that trip down to Miami instilled this belief in me, in the company. I trusted those people that they were gonna take me somewhere that I wanted to go. I had absolute belief. And whenever you have belief in you, nobody else is gonna argue with you, and everyone else is going to be sold. The second you believe in yourself and what you're doing and where you're going, everybody else is sold. And so if you're having trouble getting yeses, that's probably your problem. If you don't believe that you're gonna be successful, Yes, you're going to feel like you're defeated. You're going to feel like you're not going to be a Julie Stevens one day. I know every single one of you guys sitting here can outdo me at any time. I know it. I know it for a fact. People are incredible human beings. They can do anything that they put their mind to. And so what I wanted for others was to just inspire them. I wanted to give them hope. I wanted to give them dreams again, because that's exactly what Monat did for me. I got brought out of a very dark place in my life because of what this company did, and that's what I wanted to give other people. I wanted to give them hope. So because the company got to know me, they asked me my dreams, they wanted to know about me. I did the same for my people. I want to know about you. Tell me about you. If I don't know about you, I can't serve you. I can't help you. So I have people tell me about them most of the time on the phone, because I want to know how to react to them. And also the 4-Color Personality book is a great book to utilize. If you haven't read it, just get it under your belt. It's a really good one. It helps you to communicate with people, because everybody's all different. But it was mostly the care of the company also that I saw in Miami. And I'm talking care, like absolute care. Monat does not cut corners. And if there's a little mishap or mistake, I mean, Senior Luis blows up. I remember on our launch, the camera wasn't working. He was mad. He was mad. He likes his stuff perfect. But you know what? He wants the best for his people. So that's what I want. I kind of get upset when things get out of the way. I want things perfect for my people. And so they cared about us more, just like what Natalie said. They care about you, you guys. And that's the biggest thing, is they care. And when people care, they take care. So, how often do you actually share the opportunity? Like just for this slide. You gotta think about this. Do you remember this, Ann? That was in Oklahoma City. Or no, it was in Tulsa. This was a meeting that we did. This was another meeting that we did, and I just threw those up there because, you guys, I was doing opportunity presentations nonstop as often as I could, and that's how we built our business. And I'm still building my business. But it's not always that way, right? So during my business building, my goal number 1, my first priority goal, was to maximize the compensation plan, right? That's what everybody wants to do. So I'm sure the first time you guys saw that senior executive director who freaked out. Like, be honest, come on. If I freaked out and you guys didn't, then you guys are brave. I freaked out. I was like 800,000, like there's like 5 or 6 zeros, like I couldn't even figure it out. Because at my other company, the highest rank was $120,000 in sales. So I was like, okay, we can do this. But what I did was I maximized the comp plan. Hit every single bonus available. This company pays you 51 to 52%. Did you catch on to that? That means if you were in another company and had the same amount of sales, you would get paid 10% less than working for this company. That's amazing, you guys. You know how much people do, and you know what they strive for to gain a 10% interest? That's a lot. You guys have gold sitting right underneath your belt. And listen to this, this is my biggest tip. If you ever get confused or if you don't know what I'm talking about, write it down, because in a couple of months you'll probably run into this. Build wide. Build wide. Always build wide. It was a big mistake that I did not do in my first year. Your GV is absolute key in this business. Now, I'm not saying the GV is the people who are going to make you the most money. I'm not saying the GV is the people that you'll probably learn the most from. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're responsible for them. That is your team. If you are not taking care of GV, then who is? Your GV needs to be pushing at least $40,000 in GV a month. And if you guys don't even have that much in sales yet, don't worry, you'll get there, so write that down, because you will come back to your notes later on. Whenever you are pushing 40,000 in GV, you'll know you're on track. If you're pushing 7,000 in GV and you are an AMM and above, you are in trouble. We averagely lose 20% of our business on a given quarter. So if you lose 20% of your 7,000 in GV, guess what? You're gonna be in my position where I was in the first year and a half. I hit the top of the company and I started coasting. I got comfortable. I didn't have any more goals to accomplish, right? So what happened? my business started tanking. My GV was, I think it was by mid-month, it was at 890. Not 8,900, 890. I was gonna get paid as a managing market partner, and I was a senior executive director. Please do not put yourself in my shoes. I cried for 4 days in my bed. It sucked. Eyes were all puffy, this one snot flying everywhere. My sister told me to clean it up. It was bad. So I listened to my sister. She said, you're gonna have to buckle down, get to work, stop screwing around, quit feeling sorry for yourself. So guess what I did? I started messaging people. I started posting diligently. I went crazy. Heather Roach messaged me, and Kendall Weldon signed up underneath her. Yes. So I had a breakthrough. And then I got several other people on board too, because I really worked at it because it was important to me. It was important to me to build a larger organization because, why? Build wide. You always want to build wide. So the goal number 1 was to maximize the compensation plan. Goal number 2, get to the top and prove that anybody can do it because you did it, right? People will listen to you if you did it before. Goal number 3, get others to the top. So I got stuck between goal number 2 and 3. Something went wrong there. I couldn't get anybody up to the top. I ranked all the way up to the top. Nobody else came with me. Like, I was barely struggling for my directors to hit their ranks every month. And so what did I do? Focused non-stop on the legs that I already had to try to get them to the top. I quit leading by example. I completely quit. I got comfortable. I quit recruiting. And if you quit recruiting, write this down if you need to. If you step out of the trenches, your team will follow you. 100%. I quit recruiting, the rest of my team did too. Please, do not step out of the trenches. You'll discourage your team, you'll discourage yourself, and you're gonna discourage anybody who is possibly thinking about signing up with you. So how do you fix it? Well, you go back to hope dealing. You go back to giving hope to those people who don't have it. You were blessed by this opportunity. Does anyone feel like this is a blessing? Because I can scream it every morning when I wake up. This is huge. So go out there and start dealing hope to other people. Start telling them that they can make a change in their life. That's where you need to be, that's what you are responsible for. And then we'll go back to the other people in just a second, those ones who are struggling. But stay where you can be of use. Where are you needed? Do you really think that Kendall Weldon needs me to jump on a 3-way call again? I don't mind it, it's great, but she knows everything. She knows what she's doing. She's got the confidence. She's got the track record and the reputation. But if she asks me to jump on there, heck yes, I will. But my main focus is for those people who've maybe never done a 3-way call before. Those people need to learn how to do them, right? So if you stay in the trenches, and you will accomplish all of the goals that I set, which was maximize the comp plan, get yourself to the top, and then get other people to the top. Promise, rinse and repeat, just keep going. So the solutions on how to stay in the trenches. All right, onboard every single month. Onboard yourself and onboard your babies who have not created that habit yet. Don't leave any part out. You guys know the onboarding. Ann Fisher just covered it. I still learned something new, or maybe I'm just forgetting and relearning, probably. But I still get super inspired by this subject because if I don't know my why, I ain't gonna be working. You guys, I can be comfortable right now, but my team isn't. And there's people out there who are not comfortable. I can step outside into that casino right now and probably make somebody feel better about losing $500 at the slots. Show them opportunity. I mean, you guys have a gold mine out there. I hope you guys walk around a little bit after you get here. Just saying. But don't go to the quarter machines because they don't ever get up. They don't talk to you. They just sit there all night. Never get up. I don't gamble though. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Okay, so first task. How to stay in the trenches. Contact manager. Do you see this little winks? This is from my phone, so this is what it looks like on your phone if you turn your phone sideways, but up at your computer screen, it's gonna be on the top right, and it's gonna have contact lists, it's gonna have your task bar, and it's also gonna have a calendar and your inbox. I never use my inbox though, but the contact list I do use. So the contact list, check this out. You've got recent contacts, Mine's kind of a bad example. I was really getting big into this like 2 weeks ago, and then my computer died and I lost my cord. So whenever you meet somebody, whenever you sample somebody, throw them in here. You know why? It's going to help you have an accountability partner. It's right here. This is going to make sure that you are staying in the trenches. So you create tasks and categorize them as you place your people in the contact list. Okay? So you can go straight to, right there, tasks. Okay. Cynthia Marquet, she needed reach out and a welcome call. I put that in there because I signed her up 2 days before, and I asked her when she could do a welcome call. I jumped into my task thing and I boom, put it in there. Why? Because things are going to get crazy. If you guys plan on building an empire, it's going to get out of hand. You're not going to be able to keep track. Your back office will do that for you. So all you got to do is whenever you log in, you see an alert. Hey, you have a task today. Oh crap, I forgot about that girl who Facebook messaged me last week. She's in here. Okay, what did I do last? Bam, go straight to it. You guys can be organized. I'm the worst person at telling you how to be organized too. So I don't know who gave me this topic, but this does work. If it works for me, it'll work for anybody out there. And then another thing is a calendar. Fill up the calendar. I swear by paper planners. If you guys have like an actual calendar that you can have on paper, I like them because I don't get notifications constantly as I'm writing things. So paper planners are great. However, utilize this one too in your back office because you can send invites through there. You can do all of your meetings. Now here's another tip. If you are filling in your calendar and you are finding that you have more trainings than opportunity presentations, you're doing something wrong. You're doing what I did the year that my business started tanking. You don't need to be training all the time. You need to be sharing the opportunity and then training along the way. So find new people. Ooh, I did good. I went through all this thing. Okay. Taskbar, did I cover that? Yeah, the taskbar, make sure you use that. It's amazing. Plan your work and work your plan. If you're not writing it down, you probably don't know what you're going to be doing next. So evaluate your work each and every single month twice. Once a month is not good enough. I tried it, it didn't work. So I do it twice. I do it at the very beginning of the month because I like to evaluate how my previous month went and what I can adjust to make it better. And if you guys are not trying to make yourselves better in this business, then this is not the right business for you. This is a business about learning to learn. Making sure that you are humble enough to accept somebody telling you that you're doing something wrong. No matter what rank you are, how much money you're making, who else is around you. You guys, everybody is equal in this business because we're all human beings. We're all at different separate levels of learning skills. You know, the three-way call thing, I learned that in my other company when I was working it for 3 years, making $245 a month. I learned the three-way calls when I was making $200 a month. Okay. So let's say that you personally have no problem filling in all those task bars, using the contact manager, reaching out to people. Let's say you have no problem with that. But let's say you cannot get your team motivated. What do you do? What do you do when your team is pooping out on you, or deciding they don't want to do it, or deciding that somebody had a bad review and they're going to listen to them more than themselves after using the product for 9 months? Okay, the truth is that some people say that they want success, but they will not actually apply the action to get that success. Most of the time, it's because people don't believe that things like this can happen for them. Most of the time, it's because people have fears and they don't have the muscle strength to try to overcome those fears, and so they sit right where they are in fear anyway. I would rather be tackling fears and having new adventures as I'm getting better at this than sitting where I'm at scared stiffless. You guys want the monsters to come to you all day long, or go get the monsters. Go attack them. Go do it by taking action. If you don't take action, then you are not overcoming your fears. The more you talk about it, the more you sit and sulk about it, you are getting nowhere but putting yourself down in the dumps. You've got to overcome your fears by taking action. And that's what some people will just rather do. They'd rather sit. So you cannot get people to move. Sorry, I lost my spot. Hold on. Okay, you are a leader. You're a leader. And if you're like, she's talking to somebody else, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Tell yourself you're a leader. You lead by what you do every single day. You have kids? Anyone have kids? Okay. Anyone have dogs or cats? Okay, I don't know what, let's use the dog and cat analogy. Every single time Josh and I or Annie sit down to eat, my brown cat, Foxy, you know the brown cat? I mean, constantly, nonstop, she thinks that it's time to eat. She's following me. I'm like, okay, I'm eating, she's eating. So whether or not you think you're a leader, you are in some form or fashion. Someone's watching you. And if you don't feel like anyone's watching you now, one day they will be. So you need to start practicing your actions right now. So what you do is you learn the way, you know the way, even if it's more simple than what you expected it to be, know it. And then you go the way, and the problem is some people don't show it. They don't show the way to their team. They're not vulnerable. I am one of the most vulnerable people in the company. I just lay it all out. I mean, you guys hear way too much about me than you probably should. But I don't care, because if I have something that I made a mistake or a lesson on, I don't want you guys to have to go through that again. I want you guys to learn from it. So show the way and just be honest, vulnerable with your people. And the point is, sorry, I don't want to go for that water. That's going to take a long time. Okay, you do not push from behind. You cannot push your team from behind. If I have an unmotivated team or a leg that's dropping off, I'm not going to go back behind them and start pushing them. It's like herding cats, and you'll just plow right through them. They're just going to move. So if you are trying to push from the behind, you are not going to get anywhere. You have to lead from the forefront position, going where you know you're going and believing in where you're going. And then the trick is, this is one of the biggest tricks, and I learned this early on, and man, it made me actually millions in the company. I started believing in my people before they believed in themselves. Because that's what Senior Luis Urdaneta, that's what Ray Urdaneta, and that's what Stuart McMillan did for me. I thought that I was a peon. I didn't think that I was capable of doing anything big in this company. I didn't even think that I would get to market mentor and get to founder when I did. But I did it. And they believed in me first before I started really believing it for myself. And so what I do is if someone's lacking belief, you have to show them with 100% certainty that you can do this. And if you guys don't really believe that, get to know your people more. Listen to more stories like me, a completely failing human being in all aspects of my life, except for our marriage. Our marriage has always been great. Well, we've worked at it, haven't we, honey? You're amazing. You've got a lot of patience. I think Josh needs a round of applause. He's incredible. Yeah, he is the backbone, and he gets a lot more of crap from me than you guys will ever get. So, but you know, here's the thing: is don't offer. And I'm going to touch on something a little bit touchy here. If you've got a teammate that you think is going to do good, if they could just get their first market partner, don't give it to them. Do not give your people market partners. If you guys need me to say it, I will. I've made mistakes in the past. I've also made really great decisions. But this is a subject that no one ever talks about. If you give somebody a market partner thinking it's going to motivate them, you're going to have to do it for the next couple of years. Don't do it. You know why? Because you crippled them. Completely crippled them. And especially if you're doing all the training, if you're teaching that market partner that you gave to somebody everything, what good is it? You just crippled that person that you put that market partner under. That market partner deserves to get a win. They deserve to train their people. They deserve to build their reputation and their leadership skills. They can't skip up to a higher level than where they are. You have to go through the skills and the practice to get to where you want to be. It does not happen overnight, and nobody is going to give this to you. Not one person is going to give you the success. The only person that's going to do it is you. That coach up there yelling is going to be you. That person telling you to keep going because it's hard is going to be you every single time. It's not going to be your upline. It's not going to be your husband. It's not going to be your kids, and it's not going to be your best friend. It's going to be you. And you're going to have to listen to yourself. You're going to have to dig down deep, put your foot in the ground, and say, I'm making it happen, and take action. Do not give your people. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't. And you know why? Because people are incredible, and they are capable of molding and building themselves into something that they don't even see yet. Every single time somebody does something that they're uncomfortable with or they grow, it's a beautiful thing. And allow your people to grow for themselves. You know, you can't determine if your people will run. You can't determine if they're going to walk or sprint or take off. You don't know that. The only thing that you know personally for yourself is what you're going to do, which if you want to run, you run and don't slow down. And if you're catching momentum, you better ride that as long as you can and work your hardest. When momentum hits, do not let up. Don't take your foot off the gas. If you feel like your team's exploding, you just keep throwing fuel on that fire. You do not slow down because you can surge. Absolutely surge. Last year, our income multiplied by 10 in 12 months. By 10. That's insane. That's nuts. I still can't believe it. I have to pinch myself all the time. So, here's an example actually. So picture this. I decide that, and this is kind of an example of like how you can't do this for somebody else, right? So let's say I decide that I don't like my butt cheeks sagging down to the back of my kneecaps, and I saw someone else's really nice butt, and I'm like, okay, I want that butt. Like, I'm gonna work hard, and I want that. That's what I want. So, I would not do this. I would not do it. Actually, I probably would. Let's be real. Hire the best personal trainer, show up with a bag of popcorn, and watch him do all the work and sweat. Think about it. Think about it. Some people do this in network marketing. They think, I got the best upline. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to watch them sweat, and I'm going to sit here and eat popcorn and treat it like a movie show. They think that their upline or their downline is going to cause their success. Unless you get on the ground, unless you start doing the push-ups, you start doing the squats, your butt's still going to look the same, and your business is still going to look the same, and you're still going to look the same, and you can only grow your paycheck as much as you grow yourself personally. So start working those muscles. I just came up with that last night, actually. And you know, sometimes you just gotta make your own success, so that way you can be proud of it, you know? And it's okay where you are, it's okay where you're at. I love you guys right where you are at as long as you want to do better, as long as you want to do better. And I want to be better. I always want to be better. Let your people mess up. Please let your people screw it up. Ann Fisher has let me screw it up enough times because she loves me. She wants the best for me. You know, I didn't go to her before I was like, hey, do you think this is a good idea? I would just kind of do it and hope she didn't find out. You know, I would do things and then I would learn and then I never did it again. So let your people screw up, mess up, and fail over and over and over because it's only going to make them better. And sometimes we see other people's lives and we want them. We want their life. But are we willing to put in the hard work and the effort, the blood, sweat, the tears, and the crying and screaming at ourselves like that coach did? Are you going to do that? And then are you going to get back up and are you going to keep going all the way whenever you don't think that you have anything left in you anymore? So what is the solution to getting your team to go? To getting your team to take off or go at any pace? Recognize what pace they want to go and love them right where they are at. Recognize their efforts. Everyone starts out a different entry level, and we cannot measure success from where they are if they are just getting started or if they're struggling. You can't measure their success. So start congratulating people. Start showing them that you're proud of them for where they're at and where they want to go. Because I was never that great at doing what I'm good at doing today. I had to really, really practice a lot. But most importantly, how to get your team, the ones who really want it, to get into activity, Alongside all those tools that I just showed you guys, that's what they do, right? And that's what you guys are doing, leading by example, showing them that you utilize those tools by holding yourselves accountable. The only thing a true leader can do, the only thing that a true leader can do to help is to be a servant leader. And I stole some of this from Stuart McMillan. So are you guys ready for these? I got a couple of words. The first word is, and this is what servant leadership truly is. And so he posted a couple of words with no definitions. And 2 days ago, I went through and I looked up the definitions of these words, and I thought it was really beautiful, so I wanted to share it with you guys. This is how you can be a true leader and get your team to go, if they want it. Honoring is the first word. If you look up the word honoring, it says high respect. A person or thing that brings credit. So honor your people. Does that make sense? You honor people. Or, another part of the definition is to fulfill or keep an obligation. You have an obligation to these people. Whether they came to you or you came to them to get them into this business, you're their leader. And if you step out of the trenches, they will too, right? So you gotta stay in the trenches. Keep recruiting new people and offering that hope. Be a hope dealer. To honor is a privilege. It's a privilege to honor. To feel privileged is an honor, right? So don't forget that word, is to honor your people, where they are at, not just the successful ones. Everyone. Because everyone will bloom at their own time. Sarah Reed is a number 5 income earner. She was a managing market builder for 18 months. And then one day, just things took off. She quit coming to me for help, and she did it on her own, and now she's a number 5 income earner. She's a senior executive director. Yeah, she's amazing. I'm so proud of her. So loving is the next word. Loving is a human emotion of intense feeling and affection. Do you guys feel intense about your people? Do you feel intense about the people that you're offering the business to? If you do, they will feel it, they will see it, and they will want to be with you. They will want to work with you. Just like marriage. If I were to not treat Josh this way, he would not want to be around me, right? So you gotta treat people with honor, and you gotta be loving. And another definition for loving is a great interest and pleasure in something. So do you have a great interest in your people and their success and what they're dealing with? The other word is promoting, which is advance or promote someone to a higher rank. That's very self-explanatory. And it takes skills. It takes a lot of skills for people to promote. So what do? Teach them. You teach them. Super Saturdays are a great way to do that. Sometimes people will rather have praises more than raises. Some people do. They would rather have a congratulations up on stage rather than $1 million paycheck. Luckily for Monat, we have both, so you guys don't have to pick and choose on that one. But don't forget to give your praises to your people. Anytime someone does a sampling, and then the people say, oh, I think they did it wrong, it doesn't matter. If they sample somebody, congratulate them. Give them a pat on the back. Good job. You did something. That's what I mean by did something. You show them that they're successful by doing something, not by getting a yes or a no, because the outcome's not up to you. Just like Ian Fisher said, you cannot make the decision for them. You just let them do it. You do your due, and we will congratulate you. So posting on Facebook, doing first live videos, that's a big deal. I mean, I remember when Kendall started doing her live videos. And then accomplishing their goals that they have set out to do. Their goals, not yours. Me, I like to push my goals. I'm like, nah, you can do more than that. And I don't mean that as in hey, you're really lowballing. I believe that anybody or anything can happen in this business. I truly do. That's why I always up the bar for my people. So praise them in their success and in their failures. That's very important. And when someone gets called to the stage, You cheer for them like that is you on stage. However you cheer for somebody whenever they are welcome to the stage or whenever they do something, you better light up that room. You, especially the front row. The front rows are the leading pack of any organization or any room. That was something that we were always taught early on was you lead. So you stand to your feet, you give applause, you get so excited that people leave this room and they don't want to leave. They want to go and they want to go be with more Monat people or just get on their phones. Most of the time everyone's on their phones because that's how we all connect, right? But you should get people excited. And it shows passion, it shows excitement and joy. Sometimes cheering someone on can make you completely feel different. When you're having a bad day and then you somebody comes over and you start making them feel better, you feel better because you made somebody else feel better. Go fill somebody else's cup. And so the same thing happens whenever you cheer on those people at any time. So you are also leading your team on how to cheer for you when you get up on stage and you get your senior executive director pin, your $1 million club earner jacket. These are big accomplishments. It's really exciting. So I think that now is actually a good time for you guys to practice something like this. So I'm going to ask Ann Fisher and Annie, my daughter, to bring something up on stage. Oh, I had another slide. Do you guys want to read that and take a picture before it goes away? Leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in our absence. I love that. Everyone give Ann and Annie a round of applause. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering why they're up here, right? So, as you guys know that we just had a leadership summit, and someone who's so great at duplicating couldn't even handle having one baby, they had to have two. And she was not able to go up on stage and get her NDC jacket. And so, because of that, I want to say a few things. Kendall Weldon is exactly what that servant leadership title is about. She is honoring. She is encouraging. She's loving. And she helps promote a lot of people in this business. She's just a true servant leader. So Kendall Weldon, I would like to have you come up to the stage. Kendall Weldon, Senior Executive Director, fourth place income earner, 2015 Presidential Award winner, 2016 C Award winner, and the newest member of our $1 Million Club. I thought that this was appropriate. Yeah, and we wanted to take a picture, so since she's got 3 of her now, we're gonna slouch them over our shoulders and get a really cute picture, and then I'm gonna have Kendall say a few words. So, I think, Josh, who's taking a picture? Did we plan this out very good?
I'm coming.
Okay, I'm gonna get my crowd. Weldon, let's have her come on up here and say a few words.
Well, I wasn't expecting this, but thank you very much. I just, really honestly, deep down in my heart, I could not have done this without my team. And I know everyone says that when they get on stage and they get something, an award, but it's really, you can't do this by yourself. You have to have an army of people working their tail off every single day. And I'm excited to see my girls be able to get their $1 Million Club jackets. I just see so many of you, I already see you in your jackets. you guys are going to have your banner this year. You guys are going to do it. So thank you very much. And where'd everybody go? Okay, so I guess, am I going to close everything out? Okay, let me sit these down. So pretty. Okay, so I just want to thank you all for coming here and investing time into your business. You know, it took all day long, and I know Carrie, she's back there way more pregnant than me. She's like, I don't know if I can sit the whole time. And it really does, it gets you when you're pregnant and you're sitting for 5 hours. But you guys just realize what you've done for yourself, and next time I want to encourage you to bring as many people as you possibly can to a Super Saturday. More than likely, we're going to keep having them here. This place holds like 4,000 people, so we could have like a convention here if we wanted to. So seriously, just thank you guys for being here, and I think that's everything. Okay, have a good day.